Hey guys, it's the Metal Blade 5. Welcome back to more Kirby Star Allies. Last time, we defeated Void Termina, the Destroyer of Worlds, and thus brought down the plans of the Jamba religion. And this time, we're now going to cover all of the bonus stuff after finishing the game, because there is a lot. But first and foremost, if you go back into story mode after finishing the game, you cleared story mode. The ability planet and extra planet Delta are unlocked. Head for Far-Flung Starlight Heroes. There is technically a fifth world, just titled Kirby Star Allies, but that's just the fight against Void Termina. I don't really count it as a world, but the description says, this Dark Lord that Highness likes to talk about is a being with no sense of right or wrong. He was born only to destroy, and is known as Void Termina, Destroyer of Worlds. That sounds pretty hardcore, so no pulling your punches. Kirby's biggest battle begins now, or it already did. So, what this episode is going to cover is I am going to do Extra Planet Delta, which is the last level in the game, like in the story mode, I mean. And also some other things though first. So of course there's the ability planet, which is the typical location in Kirby games where you have access to every single copy ability. I'll have a quick run through of that and then sort of get into sort of the gist of the other things I want to show before we head to Extra Planet Delta. And also, that big sort of like black hole thing behind the Jam Banjo base, that's just how you go to the fight against Void Termina from within the world. So, first off of our... That's the wrong planet! Heading over to the right planet, the planet over here, which you could see earlier, but there was obviously just no level to go into, the ability planet. As I said before, every single ability is here through the use of copy essences, which you can obviously also use to get any ally you want. Which would have been a really good help, actually, whenever I had to obviously redo a recording and thus get back all the frickin' allies and abilities I needed for consistency purposes. And there's also a bunch of extra stars and food around here in order to fill up your health and lives. So it's a nice sort of like rest area to sort of like really fill you up whenever you need it. Yeah, that's sort of the gist, really. Again, every area off to the side is like a little healing station, and there should also be, although maybe I might be getting this wrong, there is sleep, so we can finally show off sleep. Well, if I remember right, I think the description for sleep is actually kind of funny. Yeah. Just a few more minutes. Please, I mean, just let me sleep. If you need to wake me up, just ask a friend to hit me. Yeah, all you do is in sleep is sleep, and you can just mash the control stick or just rotate the control stick more, to make Kirby wake up faster. And yep, you got the abilities that you cannot make allies out of, including Crash here as well. Now, what was in this door again, actually? Oh, okay, right. This is the testing room where you just test out on these poor Waddle Dees. Yeah, that's everything about the ability planet. So, again, what I was saying before we head over to Extra Planet Delta, there are actually quite a few Easter eggs in this game that I honestly did not know about until recently. And actually, one of them that I'm going to talk about later is on screen right now. Sorry about that, I just keep repeating myself about saying before we go to Extra Planet Delta, I shall now cover all of the Easter eggs in the game that I missed that I am now able to show, which unfortunately I don't think will be all of them, because one of them is a little bit random in nature, and why am I on that pause screen? In Fruity Forest, just before the fight against Wispy Woods, you want to go to the third tree past those set of stairs, so this one. Do not go any further than that, and then go back. There is now a door back at the beginning of the room, and this applies to all the previous rooms. So now, you want to go all the way back to the beginning of the level. And also, you get plenty of stars and puzzle pieces on the way back, as well as extra lives. Back at the beginning of the level, on top of this tree, there is another door. And this door leads to a hell room! There was a hell room way earlier on in the game that I just did not know about until very recently in this LP, like shortly before the finale. And afterwards in this room, there is the way to Wispy Woods. So it's a big short, well, it's not really a shortcut, you have to go for the whole level again. But there's also, once I recruit all these Walladoos, a Friend Star platform, which again, we could have seen this way earlier on, but I'm kind of glad I didn't show this off at the earliest opportunity, because then it kind of, oh wait, there's a wind version of the Friend Star ability? I didn't even know that either. Okay, this is worth showing. But I'm glad I didn't show this at the earliest opportunity, because it kind of would have spoiled the Friend Star reveal in the, in Sacred Square. So now, you get to fight Wispy Woods with the Friend Star! Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It makes the fight even easier than what it already was. But one thing about Wispy Woods that, again, I just did not know until recently, which unfortunately I don't think I'll be able to show since I can't throw friend hearts here, is that when Wispy Woods dies, you can throw a friend heart at him. And doing so will actually make him happy, and he'll drop a bunch of food to heal Kirby and his allies with. I don't know if this works on Iggy Woods, though, either. I might have to test that. Okay, I went off to try and test the thing with Iggy Woods, and I tried to show it off with Wispy, but it doesn't seem to let you do it in this version of the fight. Okay, moment of truth. I'm spamming the X button, and no, it does not seem to work on Iggy Woods. Speaking of friend hearts with bosses, you can throw friend hearts at Meta Knight and King Dedede when they're defeated and recruit them straight away without having to go to a Dream Palace. There's also another Easter egg with Meta Knight's battle. If you jump on the ledge that he's standing on,
the Lone Swordsman, Meta Knight.
yeah, there's an alternate entrance to the fight, and you don't even get sword out of it. So if you want to keep your ability, there's a way to do it. Next is in the final room of the escape sequence in Heavenly Hall. I don't know how long, but if you wait around this part for a bit... Oh, wait a minute. Okay, there! What I've been waiting for! Bunch of stars show up, and also a door. This door takes you to yet another Howl Room that I missed. This one doesn't really seem to give you copy abilities other than just through just regular enemies that just happen to be here, but rather just a shit ton of stars and some puzzle pieces. And it also is an alternate exit to the level. Though it doesn't matter which one you take, the level still ends exactly the same and leads to the exact same location. Finally, there are some little Easter eggs hidden within the worlds themselves. This is what I meant earlier when I said I probably won't be able to show off every single Easter egg physically with my actual game capture, because it's random when any of this stuff shows up. But in Dreamland, by Dedede's castle, on very rare occasions, you can see Dynablade fly in the background as just a 2D object. And also, down here by Fruity Forest, you can sometimes see a butterfly flying around that little hill, which I think is supposed to be kind of the butterfly that sometimes appears in some cutscenes in other Kirby games. In Planet Popstar, at the northern part of the map next to the Jam Bastion, even from the actual video I've seen of this, it seemed to take a while to show up anyway, whether it actually shows up at all, obviously. But you can actually see the Dragoon fly by along in the background, and at the top of the Jam Bastion, in a similar manner to the Dragoon, you can see a Warp Star fly by, which, from what I've seen, it has GUI on it. I don't know if it's always GUI or if it's just a random Dream Friend and it just happened to be GUI for the video I saw of this Easter egg. But there's also that, but the most comes from Far-Flung Starlight Heroes. I knew about the Easter eggs in this world as I was recording the episodes for this world, but I tried looking for them myself, and they just never appeared until the one that I pointed out earlier when we went to the ability planet in the background. So maybe these don't appear until after you beat the game, is what I mean. But even then, they seem to be completely random, and it seems to be just based on whenever you just enter the world, but it's random. So the one that I pointed out before when we went to the ability planet is around this part of the map. You could see a planet that has some sort of like weird mist swirling around it, and I think this might be intended to be Shiver Star from Kirby 64, you know, the frozen over Earth world, but I don't really know. It doesn't look exactly like it, so it might just be some generic planet or a reference to something else that I just don't know about. Around this end of the map, I believe, you can rarely find Ripple Star, also from Kirby 64. At about the opposite end of the map, I think, because again, I think it was more around this part, you can sometimes see the Lore Star Cutter flying around. And lastly, and the strangest of all, is by Extra Planet Delta, you can rarely find a random pocket watch just floating in space. It appears pretty much right next to where Kirby actually is right now, and I have no idea what this is supposed to be. According to the Kirby wiki, you can apparently find Nova here, although I haven't seen any proof of this, so maybe this is what they meant, because Nova does look a bit like a stopwatch slash pocket watch. But also, what I thought when I saw this was that it could be a reference to Stardream from Planet Robobots, considering that one of its attacks during its boss fight is that it creates a giant pocket watch. And also because, well, spoiler alert for that game, Stardream does take on the appearance of Nova in the fight. I decided to bring back Marks for this level, just so he has another level to his resume, I guess. But anyway, final level. Extra Planet Delta, and also the longest level in the whole game. Although I wouldn't say it's like super duper long. It's not as long as it sounds to be when I say that. Feeling off? We have a massive heart, and you kind of want to pay attention to the way that these moving blocks sort of position themselves later on in this level. Entering here, we have the Ultra ability music from Adventure Wii. They seem to like be very familiar with the Kirby games I've actually played, because a lot of the music is from more of the recent ones rather than the older ones that I've obviously never played and are thus less familiar with. So there are a lot of sections in this level where you split up, so I'm gonna have to rely a lot on Marks to do his job frickin' properly. Just saying though, for the big picture piece in this level, you want an ability that has reach on it, whether that be Yo-Yo, Whip, or Staff. One of those free, and you should be fine. Okay, so pull this, and now we go past the door that we just went through before in order to reach a new door, and that's the main sort of setup of this level, really. So this time we got the electric saw blades of doom! Whew! I just gotta press these buttons in order to bring another one through to open the way for Marks to get through on his side. Just need to destroy this guy the slow way. Then Marks press the button for me. Get through this side. Whoa, Marks, where are you going? This looks really weird how zoomed out the camera is now, and now I gotta suck your face off. I gotta get in bed with the enemy. Like all those times in movies and shit, the hottest chick is always evil. Moving on, Whip. You know what, I'll stick with Yo-Yo, because I think Yo-Yo, out of the three abilities that I kind of need, is the one we've seen the least. Okay, Twin Chef Kawasaki's, and I realize I really should have had more allies for this. And wait, one of them's already dead? How the fuck does that happen? Okay, we'll just whack this guy in the nuts with the Yo-Yo. And Marks, you're kind of late on the... Whoa, I didn't even know you could suck up dead guys with that. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but there. We'll just add a Chef Kawasaki on our side. I don't think he's really going to be that useful. Oh, thank God. I thought Marks was going to turn into Kawasaki from jumping into the other chef hat. Okay, we get those... Aren't those like, Japanese, oh, what are they called? I forgot them off the top of my head. It's like those weird, like these, like, weird balls that... I don't know how to describe it! They're these weird balls you eat. I only know they exist because of fucking Persona 5. There, the damn Akechi gag. Okay, this time, oh God. Sorry, guys, yeah. Now we have the Hypernova music from Triple Deluxe Plane. And I need a Burning Leo on our side for, again, later on when it comes to the big picture piece. I'll get rid of Kawasaki. And open this door. We now need 4 people. And obviously, the more split up sections are going to be a bit more complicated. This time we got a 4-way path. And we just got to wait for each person to press their respective button in order to move on. And we'll get and kill this guy in a very slow way as I drop down and get that picture piece. Eventually kill him, thank you. And then press my button. Then unleash the Phantos! Or again, whatever their official names are. I just call them the Phantos all the time because again, that's what they remind me of. Just get this star for good measure and just head on. Oh, God. Oh. Or he decides to just kill himself because he was too bored of living, I guess. On to the next door. We jump up here and climb up this ladder. Eventually, oh wait, oh yo-yo, I guess. Okay, no, coming a little bit. Oh shit. Oh God, I hope I have. No wait, I got an idea. I do know we also need to have an electricity ability for the big picture piece. That's why I want Plug on our side, so I can get him to respawn. And then I'm gonna have to replace Jammer Jab with him. Oh, next up, if I'm remembering this right, this should be a very, very interesting... Yep, this one. Every time you press a button, a random wall will just disappear, and then it's up to whoever has access to the button behind that wall in order to press it. And then eventually all this shit will disappear. And then we can get those free 1-ups at the very top. My turn next. And Burning Leo's turn. We just got this floaty of the cell core just waiting in the middle until they can eventually die somehow. There, my job to press the button again. Then Marks. Then me again. Then me again! And then Burning Leo, and that should destroy them. Oh wait, one more. This should destroy them all. And then we can get the 1-ups. And all this food and stuff. Or, you know, Marks can just get the 1-ups instead. But I think this is the last split-up room in this level, though. Because what should be after here is eventually the big picture piece. Just once we go up here. Yep. Okay, they gave you a plug right here. I thought that's what they did, but I didn't want to risk it, so have electricity activate that plug, not the enemy, something else. Then you want to combine your extendable reaching ability, I guess, with fire to get the sizzle variant. So then you can hit the fuse. Then that's going to blow up all that. And then those treasure chests that are on top of the explosives shall rain down on top of us. The one in the middle has the big picture piece, and thus the last big picture piece in the game. You also obviously get a ton of other stars, lives, health back, and everything. What's in this last one? Another life, okay. Now, there should not be that much to this level left, honestly. It's just... Ooh, we can get Jammer Jab back. I already have partially fire, so... Goodbye, Burning Leo. The one time, possibly, there might have been another instance where you did not be the 4th player. And I want to do the dash attack for some reason. It's not letting me do it as we fight the twin Mr. Frosties, or just Twin Frosty. If I keep doing this, they should die very soon, again, because they're fire weakness. Through here. Very closely die. I thought Jammer Jab was gonna... Nope, now he turned into Chili. Just like I said before about how awkward the multiplayer in this game can be sometimes because of that damn mechanic. Already have a chili, I don't need you. So just walk the hot dog, as I should have said the first time we saw it. So now, they're just gonna give us some allies because we need 4 people because another Friend Star platform! This time, it plays the mech music from Planet Robobot. And of course, we got a big-ass Friend Star section with all the meteors, and my god, the frame rate has gone down a bunch. And we also got to fight the other mini-bosses with the Friend Star, but again, because it's the Friend Star, they become a complete joke like this. Now they're both down, if I can go back. Yep. You want to ideally have water or ice for these next couple of sections because of the meteors. They get destroyed instantly if they hit with either of those 2 elements. Like that. And thus, it becomes even simpler to get through. Next up, 2 Bugsies. Again, they're probably going to be a little bit tougher than Bonkers because they can fly. But not really that much. Down. And get the little rewards here, although I might end up accidentally picking up Suplex when I don't want to. Then, whoa boy! Giant meteors! Next up, I remember this is going to be 2 Vivijas. Again, they're probably going to be, again, a bit harder because they can fly and have some aerial attacks like that, but not really that much. Then, as they both go down, I should hopefully get... Well, I believe it's going to be in the next one, actually. I should stop getting ahead of myself. There is going to be the return of the Waddle Dee balls! Now we actually get to destroy them this time, though, rather than being a nuisance. Then there's a rocket. Oh, the rocket was gonna kill himself! That actually would have been funny. Oh, we got the bomb version. Yes! Now I get to finally show the bomb version as well. Well, again, it's just explosion on contact. But I want fire for this. We have a rematch against Iggy Woods! So we gotta fight both trees with the Friend Star this time. And there is one other thing about both Wispy and Iggy Woods I have not shown off yet, though. And it has to do with fire. And that's why I didn't show it off earlier, because I was expecting it to happen here. You can see it's getting burnt. If you hit either tree with enough fire attacks, they get set on fire and it does a ton of damage to them. Now, there's a door open up. It is crotch, I guess. The equivalent of a crotch for a tree. And now, remember what I said about those stones before? They take on the shape of a Game Boy. And when we go inside, what will be the screen of the Game Boy? We get a recreation of Green Greens from Kirby's Dream Land 1 with a Game Boy filter and everything. However, this time, if you go in the bonus room here and go up here, you get the Festival enemy, which, yeah, I don't know its name off the top of my head, and 3 puzzle pieces. After this beginning section, though, and it actually feels weird to kind of be basically playing the original Kirby's Dream Land, but with copy abilities this time, though. We drop down here, and I don't think there is anything on the ground here. Nope, there does not appear to be. Over to the right is a big button, but of course this does not open up an extra stage. Instead, we get this big-ass We Love Kirby statue. I think everybody does, honestly. As well as featuring all the Dream Friends we've seen so far, as well as some characters we haven't really seen yet. And don't worry, we shall be going over that right after this level, just after I collect all these damn collectibles. Now, this is the end, but how do we leave? In the mouth. Also, you can't really tell it because of obviously me recording this, but the controller actually rumbles to the tune of Green Greens when the statue is rising up. Also, thank God I managed to reach the top on the very last time we ever do the gold game. So, I have a few more puzzle pieces than what I did previously, just because of me having to here, but it's not really that major. And there, that should be the last big picture piece spot, for all the main picture pieces, I guess. The ones that added in for the updates might be a different story. So now, the final thing that I'm going to bring up for this episode is that, again, due to how short this game is, we unfortunately didn't get to see every single Dream Friend during the story. So I think right now, let me introduce the rest of them to you.
Adeline and Ribbon!
The attack artist from Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards, and her pal Ribbon have returned. And with Adeline's newly improved painting skills, these two are ready to be in the mix.
Dark Meta Knight!
Is that the uninvited knight from Kirby and the Amazing Mirror? Guess he had a fight with Meta Knight. The Mirror World must cast a long shadow across the galaxy. At least he's here as a friend.
Daroche!
The famous thief from Kirby Mouse Attack heard tales of dark, gem-shaped hearts and set out to find them. Such seemingly wicked treasures are certainly worthy of his talents.
Megalore!
The fearless, deceiving mage from Kirby's Adventure Wii has mysteriously joined the battle. You don't want him as an enemy. Is it possible that he could end up becoming a true friend?
Taranza!
Hoping for a true miracle, the boy with silver hair from Kirby Triple Deluxe is making a bid for the altar. Deep in his heart, he already knows the outcome. But if he could just reach that bright light.
Susie!
Cool and collected, Susie from Kirby Planet Robobot is all business. Following in the footsteps of her employer, she uses science to advance her mission, mechanizing new planets and peoples.
And that's all of them. Yeah, the Wave 3 Dream Friends are personally my favorite set just because they're all from games I've actually played. But that's it. All of the Dream Friends that I've just introduced here will get their time to shine later on. So this won't be the only time we see them. It's just I felt that it would be best to just get their introductions out of the way first, just because I think it'd be more appropriate to do it here rather than the point that they will get to be shown more. But with that is everything that I've wanted to cover in this first bonus episode. So, next time on Kirby Star Allies, we shall be moving over to the bonus mode, starting off with Guest Star Allies Go. So take care, and I'll see you guys next time. And thank God I don't have to worry about all the flippin' spoilers that appear on the title screen with the later Dream Friends. And that damn loading screen message that had the wave free ones.